Hey guys, today's mobility tip video, we are going to be focusing on some mobility of our thoracic spine, shoulders, and lats. So thoracic spine is going to take part of your mid to upper back, and we're going to be targeting shoulders and our lat flexibility a little bit. So what we're going to be going over today is a movement either referred to as a prayer stretch or preacher stretch. You might know it as one of those two names. So this is going to be for overall like overhead mobility and some thoracic spine extension work. So what we need for this setup, I'm gonna use a bench here, anything where you can get your hands elevated off the floor. So if you're at home, a couch, chair, you have a bench at your gym, wherever you are at, just something elevated off the floor. So when I get set up for this, I'm going to face the bench. I'm gonna be kneeling on the floor. I want to get my knees a little distance away from the bench. I'm going to either go, it's gonna kind of vary from individual to individual. So I'm gonna either go thumbs up on the bench with just my hands on the bench, about shoulder width, maybe a little wider, or if you can, fully externally rotate that shoulder and go to where your palms are facing all the way up. That is gonna be the most mobility demanding. So when I get set, I wanna get my knees back away from the bench. I wanna give myself plenty of room to work with here. I'm going to get a brace of my abs to where I can get my rib cage pulled down. So I'm going through this, I can be practical, try to translate it to my overhead movements, my press it, overhead squat, whatever we're doing, to where I don't want to get too much extension where my abs are relaxed and my rib cage is flaring out. So still be practical with your mobility to translate to your straight movements. So I get my ribs down, brace here, hands sit on the bench, your thumbs up, palms up. I'm gonna back away, and I'm going to just drive my head and chest down towards the floor as far as I can without breaking in my thoracic spine. So if I were to relax my abs right now, I would be able to get all the way down very close to the floor. But if I keep my abs tight, I can only get to about right here without having to break. Now, you can either do one of two things here. You can just hang out in that position, maybe a minute and a half up to 2 minutes, or if you want to just do some reps of like 5 to 10 second holds, that is also an option. It might vary to if you're trying to prepare for a movement or you're just doing some mobility after a training session. If you're preparing for a movement, I would go just maybe some sets and reps of 5 to 10 second holds in that extended position. Try to open up the T-spine a little bit. You might feel a little stretch in the lats, maybe open up in the shoulders. Or if you're just wanting to do some straight mobility work after a training session or on an off day, hang out in that bottom position for about 2 minutes. So if you're somebody that maybe has some overhead restrictions or suffers with some thoracic spine extension or lack thereof, maybe give this a try. Hopefully it helps, guys. Thanks for listening.